Wiesler with queens in the small blind. Action's been folded to him.
Well, this is a happy little hand to pick up. You do hope to get some action, and since no one folds their big blind these days, maybe he'll get some.
The raise is to 290,000.
Well, this is a big blind that we could easily see. Sperling played awfully conservatively with ace-10. Didn't see him getting crazy there.
So Bjorn Wiesler has played a few EPTs. This is his first main event cash. He did cash earlier on in this festival in the 2K Eureka Prague High Roller. Total live tournament winnings, $315,000.
Stefan says, probably for the first time, I'm not rooting for anybody, but most def, I'm anti-railing some of the guys. I think for the first time in a long time, I'm not anti-railing anyone.
I wouldn't describe any of these guys as villains. We had a bit of controversy with the Italian player who made the final 2 tables, and I think had he made the final, I would certainly have understood if some people were anti-railing him, but...
All these guys seem A-okay to me.
A raise from Grainer in the cutoff with 6-7 suited. Sperling gives up the small blind. Bertelsen with queen deuce suited in the big blind. Folds as well. So raise and take it for Grainer. Still the big chip leader with 12.3 million. And we're half an hour into this level. Still 60 minutes to go at 5,100 with a 10k ante. Time to introduce our first guest commentator of the day. As promised on his Twitter timeline, Eugene Kachelov from Team PokerStars Pro is in the booth.
Hey
Eugene,
guys.
Congratulations on your cash in this event. Obviously we'd love to have seen you gone further, but another result where we see you make it into the top 100 of an EPT, which is not an easy thing to do, especially in fields of 1,000 plus.
No, it's certainly not an easy thing to do, and yeah, I'm still waiting for another shot at the title, so I'll keep hitting them hard, I think. At least I hope to.
Yeah, asking for more than one in a year might be a little bit greedy.
Is that so? Guess I'm a greedy guy when it comes to poker tournaments.
So 6-handed now at the final table, Eugene, and we've lost the last remaining former champ, Remy Castagnon, who took down Deauville in season 9. So we are going to have a new champ on the EPT. And right now, the favourite would be Stephen Grainer, who's got all the chips. Bjorn Wiesler is 7-4 suited. Set to raise.
His last attempt to get a little funky with his chicken got shoved on.
210,000. Sperling folds the Jack-9 on the button. 2 Swedes are in the blinds. Bertelsen in the small with 10-6 of diamonds.
It's usually probably not the best spot to steal when there's 2 Swedes in the blinds. With 7-4 suited.
Good point. And when one of the Swedes has a well above average stack, looks like he's not going to give him too much trouble though.
I mean, as you can see, it's like really painful to fold.
Yeah.
Even 10-6 suited, which is why it might not be the most profitable spot.
Madsen with Queen 8.
Defends Queen 8. Queen High still the best hand. Eugene, do you defend that loose, Queen 8?
I do, yeah.
Do you just give up here when you get bet into?
Usually no.
Really?
But I mean, it depends. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on who the player is. Obviously, it depends on a lot of things. You know, some of the things are like how you know, how much does he really barrel? Like, does he give up if he just like misses the flop and like tries one c-bet? Does he usually give up? Or how much pressure does he apply? I mean, a lot of those things depend on his sizing and just who he is. So, you know, versus some people, yeah, I'll just check fold this flop.
Sure. Looks like Mats is in the same boat as you and doesn't always
Yeah, I mean,
fold to the c-bet.
it's kind of like a polarized bet here on the king 5-5. Like, the guy has to have a king or nothing. Is like ace high will generally probably check behind this flop and try to get the showdown. So queen high is probably like ahead of all the bluffs and just behind essentially only kings and maybe like pocket sevens or something. But even then, it's not the end of the world. And now, I guess this is where what I said before comes into the question is like, how often does he continue barreling? So because he doesn't continue barreling, it makes it like a good call with queen high. So now he can potentially get the showdown.
Let's switch positions then, and let's look at it from Wiesler's perspective. He's slowed down on the turn. Does Madsen, if Madsen checks here, and we're in Wiesler's position,
Well,
do we have to bet at it?
Well, no, you don't. I mean, now it really all depends on what are you trying to represent. Like, you know, poker is about telling stories and telling a story to your opponent. So now the question is, who's your opponent and what story are you trying to tell him? What are you trying to convince him of? What do you want to convince him that you have?
Well, you just want to convince him that you have queen high beat, really.
Yeah, but you don't know he has queen high. That's the problem. You don't know what he has. I mean, obviously, queen high is probably like towards the bottom of his range when he check calls, but you don't know that's what he has. You know, he might have king queen, or he might have 6-5, or he might have God knows what. I'm not sure the point of this bet. What the point of this bet is, like what he's trying to fold out with queen 8. I guess he might, in case he has like a random jack 10.
Aces.
Maybe
like
he's hoping the guy has like jack 10 and folds. But I'm not excited about this bet because I think jack 10 probably calls him anyways, in case he has a missed flush draw or something.
Does he think he's folding out like ace highs though that he's losing to in showdown?
Maybe that's another hand that he's trying to fold out. But now he has to like know that an ace high will play his hand exactly that way on the flop. Whereas a lot of people will just check back that flop with ace high